Jean-Luc and Nick. Jean-Luc and Nick.
Here we are on Sunday nights at 7 on Zoom and YouTube and Facebook. Because we do this every week since like 2020.
You know what we have to do?
La la la. La la la. What are you talking about, hon?
I think we need to get your brother to help us create like a...
No, I think this is perfect. We just talked about the lyrics because that's what we do, right? Just have talking.
We would never be able to let lyrics go because we'd be like blah 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 blah.
Exactly.
And then people are like, we want to hear the lyrics, and we'd be like, no, because we like to talk more.
So I'm Nick,
and I'm Jean-Luc,
and we are the Wellness Warriors. Happy August 15th. We're so glad to have you with us tonight. We had an issue on Facebook earlier with our feed, but we fixed it.
Been resolved.
We fixed it. So now we're running good on Facebook. We're also now streaming live on YouTube and in Zoom. So if you're not watching us from any other area, you can find us on YouTube and on Zoom right now as well. You want to talk with our word of the week first?
I do. Our word of the week this week is body. And
where is the body?
Where is the body? And I think we want to talk about the body because we talk about so many other things during our journey, and body image is a huge one that we do talk about a little bit, but we don't talk about it often enough at times. And it has to do with body shaming, unfortunately. It has to do with all sorts of things. And I
should be drinking a lot of water right now.
What's unfortunate is we body shame ourselves.
Yep.
And that's one thing that we need to stop doing in general, which is very difficult because we do it all the time.
We actually had a conversation with Rosie today.
We were like, oh my God, we can't wear those shirts.
I can't wear that shirt. It shows my man boobs.
Yeah. So and it's silly that we're gonna see it automatically first. Other people won't be sitting there looking at that. But of course, our eyes go on the parts that we don't like about ourselves.
Exactly. So we'll touch on the body topic later on. We actually are going to go through a few updates for the week for you guys because it kind of brings into why we came up with this topic this week, the whole body topic. So first things first, mail call. We got a card. Yay! It's so cute. Thanks, Heather. Thank you so much. Love the card.
It says, thank you for being so elephantastic.
There's no so there.
Oh, I added the so. I was taking writing. What is it? Like I was being a little liberal with
Yeah.
Thank you for being so. No, I can't say it without saying so. Thank you for being
elephantastic.
Elephantastic.
Exactly.
I love that. I'm now adopting that word into my vocabulary. We are all not only flawsome, but we are elephantastic.
As you guys saw from the beginning of this broadcast today, we were able to fix our Zoom sound issues. Anybody who does Zoom out there, if you are having issues with your sound, just look for the right version for your laptop. I have a 64-bit laptop. For anybody out there who doesn't understand that, that's okay. I'm just explaining in case you had the same issue. Look for 64-bit Zoom. It fixed everything for me. I just uninstalled one, installed the other, and then the sound works. So if you're having this issue in the future, that's the way to solve that problem.
Which is fantastic. However, it took a long time before that actually came out. So Nick actually was looking on forums. We were putting in anything in Google just to see if anybody was having the same issue, and no one was until just like Monday. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it was on Monday or Tuesday when he's like, I think I figured out Zoom.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's working again. Our classes are able to use our own volume and our own sounds. We can actually work out with my mom again.
Well, you know what was really sad is the fact that we were saying both of our laptops were doing the same thing, and then Antonetta's laptop had no issues whatsoever. We're like, how is that making any sense? How does that make sense? And they're not very old laptops. We just got them recently. So
exactly. So let's talk about our week because a lot of stuff happened this week. A lot of stuff was supposed to happen and didn't happen, but we'll kind of walk you through it. So as you guys all know, we started seeing people again. We started venturing out, seeing friends. You guys saw us last week. We did our live show with Paula in north of Stouffville. And
Georgina, I think it's called.
And Georgina. And so we did that. We saw some friends. We did a small gathering back a few weeks ago. On Monday, our friend Mel came over. She had just been traveling, and she told us, like, I had been feeling well, but I got tested 4 times, negative for COVID, and I'm sure, like, okay. So we still hung out. We still didn't stay close. She sat away from us on the couch. We didn't really stick close by each other.
We had a few pictures taken on the balcony. That was about it.
And so she went home. And then on Wednesday, we actually did a trip to visit our old house. So if you guys are on our Facebook group, you would have saw that we went live in our old pool.
We were in the pool.
Yeah. back in our old home.
Surreal.
And it's insane. I don't know if anybody's ever lived this experience of going to your old home. And I think they told us eventually we could actually film in there to show you guys what it looks like now. But they're renovating it. And so a lot of the projects they're doing are things that we wanted to do
with the home.
They knocked out the staircase,
which was a dream of mine,
and putting risers that were
riserless staircase.
So you can see through now
the staircase going all the way upstairs and into the basement almost.
They expanded our closet, their closet now, but our old closet, which is something we wanted to do.
They added pocket doors. Yeah. Like they did so many things that we were like, that was doable.
Yeah.
But you know what? I want to give him kudos because he's doing it all himself.
Exactly.
He's doing all these renovations and he's doing a beautiful job. He opened up the basement.
Yeah.
The basement has no more.
We used to walk down to a small room with 6 doors. He knocked that all down.
And it's one big room now.
And it's exactly what we wanted to do when we lived there. So it's so fun to see the projects that we had thought of that someone else is doing the exact same things we wanted.
Well, you know what I love about the house even more now, hun? I love the fact that there's a family that's in there and that they're loving this house
and they're taking care of it.
This house is becoming what it was meant to be.
Yeah.
And the fact that we had a little bit of like
influence in that. We started the process.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. And to be able to go back and
see the finished result. We told them, so when we bought this house, let's go back to 2012 to 2017, Jean-Luc and Nick.
Yeah.
We bought this house and we always used to say, oh, we'll be here this is a retirement house. We'll be here forever. And
funny how the forever method is different.
And so when we bought the house, a lot of the things that were in the house, like the air conditioner, the furnace, the roof, the windows are all they were old. They were 20 years old and they were all.
A lot of them weren't made for that house. They had put in the bare minimum to make it work.
So when we started replacing things, we're staying here for 25 years. We better get the expensive stuff because we're going to be here for a long time. So the deck we built, we got all the composites, so we didn't have to stay in it for 25 years. We got the best AC, and then we moved out. So we told them when we saw this, like, you guys basically got all new, like, the bone structure of the house was fixed, and they get to come in now and just beautify it, which is amazing. So we love it. And so then Thursday morning, we wake up and we get a text message from our friend that came to visit us on Monday. Her test for COVID came up positive. And so we had plans.
Well, right away, I messaged the family that we had seen on Wednesday. And said, hey, we were with someone who was in contact with COVID
on Monday.
And then they told us, they talked to health officials, they did everything. They told the health.
Ontario Health told us if you do not develop symptoms,
if you have your double vaccination and you don't have to go get tested until you start
developing symptoms. So we are staying at home. We're just told to stay at home, wait to see if anything happens. They told us the chances of us catching is very low, very slim, because
she was still considered negative
at the time.
We saw her.
And because also we are both doubly vaccinated, and because we're together for such a short time, and because we stayed apart most of the time as well, the chances of us getting it aren't great. But we didn't take a chance.
No.
We had plans coming up. We had a dinner with friends on Friday, canceled it. We had dinner with Rosie on Monday, canceled it.
We were going to Sudbury on Wednesday.
We were going to Cottage on Saturday.
Canceled. And I want to talk about one of the things too, is the whole idea of
the new normal.
Mel actually coming to tell us. We could have veered this a whole different way and could have went, I can't believe you came over.
My plans are all canceled.
You know what I mean? A lot of us might have gone there. And we didn't allow ourselves to go there because you know what? It's not her fault. It's no one's fault.
Yeah.
This is the new life that we're going to be living in for the next little while, for maybe forever.
Yeah, we don't know.
Need to learn to accept that now.
Yeah.
And need to say, you know what? Thank you for letting me know. This is the thing I'm more proud of, is the fact that she did not hesitate to say, I hate giving you this message, but boom. And I said it in.
And we said the same thing right away. We told the people right away, because you know what? We'd rather be safe than sorry. We'd rather be honest and tell someone, hey, by the way, just watch for it because this happened now. And so we'd rather be honest. And for us, I would have felt horrible if she wouldn't have said anything, and then we would have then saw our friends, then saw Rosie, then saw family, and all these people around us caught it instead of us knowing the truth.
So I give her
huge kudos.
And
then she actually posted it publicly on Facebook.
On top of that,
that she tested positive.
Saying, vaccinate yourselves. Truly, it's just a way to be able to do things.
And I'll explain another side of the coin. So as you guys know, you guys have been following us for a long time. You guys know how afraid Jean-Luc was of going out because of the whole COVID situation. We actually had to have a true conversation at one point to be, what are we going to do, hun? If you can't trust if the vaccination that you have right now will not let you go outside and enjoy life, what will? What will allow you? What's good? What else could come up that could? Nothing. There's nothing else that can give you some protection to allow you to go back outside.
I don't want to live in my house for the rest of my life without seeing people or doing anything. And I'm still being as cautious as I possibly can. We're wearing masks if we go anywhere, you know what I mean? And we were told that 10 days, within the first 10 days, if there's no symptoms, we're fine. We should be okay. As long as we're monitoring.
So far, we're good. This is day 6 or 7 now.
We're probably going to do 14 just to be on the safe side. Yeah. We know it could be.
We're not going to see anyone for a long time. So we canceled all our plans all the way to like the 24th of August. So we have a huge window of time to stay home. But the whole point of this is a new normal for us. We don't want to end our life outside. We want to meet all of you. We want to do things. We want to go back out. But we understand that now if someone tells us, hey, by the way, this happened, we know that our plans will shift very regularly. And we have to accept that. Well, we have to accept that that's what life is going to give us right now.
It's kind of a funny comparison, but it's like when you know what I mean? When people have sexually transmitted diseases, right? You want someone to tell you this stuff.
So you don't pass it on to other people.
To others. So it's the same idea. It's like, we have to talk openly about this stuff. Yeah. We need to be honest with each other about this stuff. That goes with the same idea of telling people if you're vaccinated or not vaccinated as well. Those are things that people are going to want to know now.
Yeah.
Right.
So we don't want, and again, we're not trying to preach anything. It's all your own choice. We're just saying what we've come to like our conclusion of everything. Because remember, we shared before, we were not vaccine guys. We never got them. I never had a flu vaccine in my entire life, ever. I never went to them. I used to be one of the people, I'm not getting one of those. They will make the flu stronger and it'll become super flu. And that was what I used to think, because that's what society sometimes makes you think. This time with what's happening, I've read up on stuff. I realize what's going on, why they're doing this, why it's important, why they're giving it to us, why it's good for not for me. It's to protect other people. I never understood that before. All this stuff in terms of vaccines. So I had to educate myself to get where I'm at today. So of course, if you don't feel safe, that's up to you to come on your own journey to figure that out.
Someone just asked in Facebook if we were vaccinated, and yes, we are both double vaccinated.
Yeah, we're both.
So I want to make sure everybody knows
we are.
We both have our vaccines.
Yes, we're both Moderna. Moderna team. Yes. So let's switch to another topic. Let's go back to something else. It's just something we have to share because it happened. A lot of people are asking what's going on with us. One thing
that I just want to do a shout out. We are super excited about Antonetta's launching of her very first A Body picnic, her very first annual picnic of A Body. So if those of you who were able to register, I know it was a limited amount of people just because of the COVID restrictions out there. So she was very lucky to be able to find a place that was
allowed that many people.
Yeah. And again, there is a waiting list. So if you still are interested, put your names on.
Sign up because you never know when people's plans changing. Things might happen. Someone might have to go to another event. A wedding could pop up all of a sudden. You know, things happen in life. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
So you never know. Just get yourself on the wait list just to make sure if you don't lose your spot. So something else we did this week that was kind of cool is on Friday. So our plans are canceled.
Right.
Our plans are all canceled, right? So like, you know, we were supposed to go to do stuff, see people. Like, what do we do now? Our dinner plans are all canceled. Everything we were supposed to
have friends with dinner on Friday that we didn't. We unfortunately had to cancel, and they were very understanding and very appreciative.
My mom too. My mom was like, "Thank you," because my mom was like, "I didn't want you guys to come." Like, my mom was like, "To be honest, stay home. Like, don't come see me."
And so we on Friday said, what are we doing? So I ended up going. I was able to scoot out of work a little early, not that much early, but get some groceries done. And Nick had a
30-minute early.
Yeah. So Nick had a meeting, and I did that. And then he messaged me as I was at the grocery store. He said, "Hey, do you want me to order Swiss Chalet now? And then you could go pick it up and then
bring it home,
and then we'll work out after." And I was like, he goes, "Or we can maybe just go for a walk." And I'm like, "I'd rather go for the walk."
So we walked to Swiss Chalet.
It was a 7-kilometer walk to go get our Swiss Chalet that night.
We did it. We just decided to we know the path. It's a path that we take normally, and except we extended a little longer to go to the actual restaurant.
Yes, but you know what? The walk there was beautiful.
Yes.
The walk there was nice and cool, and the breezy, and the path, and the trees, and the birds. We met a funny gentleman who was working one of the signs at a construction
Yes, he was
site.
playing air guitar.
He was playing air guitar with the sign.
I kept wondering if he was flirting.
He was flirting a little bit.
Because I was like, he was cute too. Yeah. And I was like,
Nick's like, is he flirting with
hi,
me?
Construction guy.
Nick, I'm like, hon, you're with me. I'm your husband. He's like, I don't care. Is he
like, hi.
I was like, I think so. He was so
I never got flirted on as a kid or as a teenager, as a 20-year-old. If I could get flirted on in my 38, I might as well enjoy it now.
He has such a great persona. Even from this guy standing across the street, he was having fun with
he was so much fun.
And he's like, you see the 90-year-old over there with the boot on his foot? He's my boss. Don't tell him I'm doing anything over here. He's just really funny.
It was really funny. So we got our sushi, came home, ate it, and then we basically...
No, we walked home.
Yeah.
And it was boiling hot the other direction. Now we're on the street. It's boiling hot. We're sweating. The sun's in our face. It starts to rain finally. But you're carrying a warm dinner with the hot sun on you, and then the rain comes in. And we were just wanting it to rain even more.
Yeah, because it was hot on Friday. I don't know if anybody guys in Toronto area felt the heat on Friday or Ontario generally. It was hot Friday, but we did it. We walked and we replaced and again, this is an example. Instead of just sitting at home saying, oh, I can't believe we didn't do any of our plans.
Yeah.
I can't believe everything was canceled. We went for a walk. We added something different to our day. We pivoted and found something else to make ourselves just not sit around and do nothing like we would have done back in the day.
Woe us. And our thought process is like, no, it's not woe us. We're still lucky to have everything we've got, and we got to keep going and we got to keep doing what we can do. If we would have felt bad or wasn't feeling good, we would have stayed home.
Exactly. So I do want to share something with everyone right now, because one of the things we worked on as well on Saturday, do you remember?
We did.
We finished something on Saturday.
We finished our release, our video.
Well, no, we finished our release, volume 3 release.
Our volume 3 release, which is super exciting. So Nick's going to show you guys the actual release right now.
So we actually created this clip. You guys can't hear the music because on YouTube I cannot share the music.
They'll click us off.
They'll be like, so just imagine there's music playing here. So volume 3.
Can you hum it?
No, I can't.
I can't even think of the song anymore.
So this is the intro, the body volume 3. You can see some new moves for those of you guys who do the class. You can see some new things in there. And the entire volume 3 is movie music. So every song we're doing are from the movies. So if you think of your favorite movies, I'm sure you'll see one song happen. The classes this volume 3 starts September 11th. And if you want to join, just send us an email, www.gays@gmail.com. First class is always free to try it out, so just send us an email. And again, we're so excited. We love doing these classes. Oh, there's a new move right there. Hope you caught that quickly. And so new moves, and again, a lot of fun. And it's on Zoom. And the schedule is expanding in September. So for those of you wondering, there will be more classes in September. I think we're trying to get 6 to 8 classes a week now to schedule for you guys. Hopefully. We'll see. We sent our dates to Antonetta. She's waiting. We're just waiting for her to come back and let us know if she's okay or what date she wants us to do. So hope you guys are excited for Body Volume 3. Guys, I know our Body Stuff Volume 3 is just, we love doing these classes. We get so pumped up. And we talked about it earlier when we're in Zoom. It's an excuse for us to work out every Saturday, Sunday. Take care of our bodies.
Take care of our bodies. And you know what? Taking care of your body allows you to have a more positive body image of yourself as well.
Exactly. And that kind of brings us to our main topic of the day. Someone said, love the fun socks. Thanks, Jana.
We love our socks.
Yeah, we love our socks.
We want more socks.
We want more. Yeah, we're going to
be getting more socks.
We're getting more socks.
Getting more socks.
So for body image, the reason we wanted to bring this up, because a lot of people, it's not a topic a lot of people touch on. Body image is something that a lot of us go through. I think none of us can sit there and claim to say that I love my body 100%. I think all of us have a part of us, no matter where we are on our journey, beginning and middle, or even if you've never been on a journey, if you've been, a model all your life, we all have something we don't like.
I even want to go to the point, and I don't know J-Lo personally, right?
Sorry, Kim.
But I'm going to say this. J-Lo, in her mind, was probably not the most excited about being known for her booty, but you know what, she made the best out of it and embraced it. So sometimes we need to embrace the body.
I need to embrace my man boobs.
Exactly, embrace it. I think it's not easy. It's easier said than done, because we still don't embrace everything about ourselves.
We don't. And it's not just not embracing our bodies today. We never embraced them our entire life. No. It's been a struggle for us from beginning to today. We still have constant body issues. It's very hard for us to look ourselves in the mirror and still say, I'm so happy to see. And it started from early on. When you're a kid and you're the bigger kid in a schoolyard, you get teased on a lot saying, you're fat, you're this, you're that. And so you associate with fat with badness, with something that's wrong with you. And so you grow up with that mindset. And I've talked about this in the past. I was a person that liked to please people. So if someone said that, you're gay, or you can't speak English well, you're fat, my brain went to, I need to fix those things. I went through my childhood trying to fix being gay, trying to fix being fat, and trying to fix having French accent. I fixed one of them. My French accent is gone. The other two, my rotundness, my losing my weight, I did it at an older age, but my gayness is still here and it's not going anywhere. So
you've actually become more gay.
I've become gayer now as I've gotten older. I don't know if that's possible, but
because you met me.
Yeah. But that's the thing. My image of what I've seen as myself has been negative my entire life, and I think it's the same thing for you, hun.
It's pretty much the same thing. It's been really weird because I never really liked myself, but people liked me, and that was very confusing for the longest time. Is like, how do these people like me? Why do they like me? I don't even like who I am. I don't even like what I say. I don't like what I look like. I don't like how I feel, but yet people still want to be around me. And I had a hard time with that. And it was hard to always feel like I needed to be funny or I needed to be this. And I just needed to be me still. And I was always trying to be me, but I think I was not being honest with myself and portraying maybe a little bit of fakeness in my reality as a young adult, and saying, oh yeah, I'm good with being big, and I'd play it off as if it wasn't.
But inside
but deep down inside, I hated myself.
Yeah. So when we started our journey, we knew. Well, first of all, we never thought we would get here. We'll be complete 100% honest, and we both assumed that our bodies were meant to be obese. And I don't know if anybody understands that mentality out there where you've been big your entire life. You've tried so many times to lose weight and you've seen your family history and everybody's big. And you're like, it's just the way the cards were dealt. I'm predispositioned to be bigger because my family is. I can't seem to be able to figure this out. I give up. I'm just going to eat and be the way.
There are genetics involved.
There are genetics involved because I believe I have genetics involved with how hard it is for me to lose and maintain weight loss still to this day. But I was able to find something. But what I'm trying to say is that no matter what, I used to think that was my lot in life. So when I was at my biggest, I knew I would never get down to that body of a model or the chiseled abs. Even though your mindset thinks that, that's what we all envision that we're going to look like when we start losing weight. I'm pretty sure out there we're all thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to look like that girl right there, all thin, and it never ends up that way. And then you start getting disappointed. You start looking at yourself and seeing the person you wanted to see is not on the screen. You're expecting to be beautiful and hot and everybody wanting you, and then you're not getting that same look of what you're expecting. And I'll be honest, we've both gone through that kind of transformation. Jean-Luc still struggles even more so with that to this day because he still struggles with that a lot. He still gets sometimes a lot of people going to say,
I like how he's talking for me now.
Go ahead.
No, I don't even know where you're going. That's where I'm like, where are you going with this?
No, go ahead.
I don't know what you're going to say.
I was just going to say, like, for you, you struggled you still struggle to this day with the way your body image.
Oh,
definitely. You still feel that
I look at the mirror sometimes and I pull my face back and I say, oh, I wish this didn't look like this. And I wish that didn't look like that. And it's no longer as often as it was. It's no longer as often as it used to be, but it's still there. And I think what happens is, we start looking at ourselves and we have these expectations. And I think what happens is we need to start appreciating where we've come from and what we've accomplished instead of saying, oh, well, I wish I had this different, and embracing ourselves. For the longest time, I hated the side of my face. And now, you know what? I'm like,
you hated this too.
That's who I am. I hated this part of me. Yep. I hated my.
He hated that he got called old a lot.
Oh older. My goodness. I was told that I was in my 60s and 70s. And I'm like, I'm 44. Why would I lie about my age? You know what I mean? And you know what though? That is, again, allowing other people's opinions to
dampen your spirits.
Mm-hmm. And that really affects your mind, which then affects your body image, because your body image is part of this complex.
Body image has nothing to do with what you see in the mirror. Nope. Body image is all in your mind. Yep. It's all what your mind is seeing from yourself. And so if you can change the narrative of your mind when you see your body image will change. But I'm not saying it's going to be changing for perfect, because perfect example, tonight, Rosie can attest, Rosie and Kim, when we came on tonight, I was wearing a shirt that was light blue, and I came on and I saw my rolls and I said, I can't wear this. And I went to change and came back. Because again, my mindset is I look terrible wearing that shirt. I think I look terrible looking at you. And I could probably attest, Rosie and Kim probably said they didn't even notice anything wrong with what I was wearing. And they're nodding their head right now.
And it's funny because I felt the exact same way with the shirt that I was wearing. It was a shirt that I don't very wear often, and it wasn't open. It was a higher collared neck. And I went, oh my God, you can see how much bigger I am right now. My head went there because I am bigger than I was a few months ago. I am. I've put on some weight, but why? I don't feel terrible. I still feel good. I'm trying my best right now to get back into my groove. And that's the thing.
We keep trying every day.
Getting back into our groove daily. That's so important. And understanding that it's going to be like this forever.
We shared that in our weigh-in this week. We shared, we tracked everything up to Friday this week. And then Friday, it kind of went out the window.
Bit, you know what? I think it could have been without us even thinking.
We bought amaretto yesterday.
Subconsciously, we were disappointed that we did have to cancel our plans this weekend.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Subconsciously, we were sad about it. And instead of being, and now that we know, when we said it right after, we're honest that we were like, you know what? It's okay to feel
We're honest, guys. We bought amaretto yesterday. Okay? We're honest. There's
2 of us drinking. There's 2. And we would have bought it yesterday anyway. We were planning to go to the cottage.
But like I said, we're honest about it. We're not hiding the fact that this has happened, and we're moving on from it. Doesn't mean tomorrow we're not going to try again, and the day after that we're not going to try again. We try every single day. And I think one of the questions we had today, so the new segment we've started this week, and I don't know if you guys noticed in our group, we posted a post earlier today asking for questions. So we're going to be doing this every week now. Every Sunday night or Sunday afternoon, I'll post a post in our group saying, do you have a question for us this week? So if there's a topic you want us to touch on or something you really want us to dive deeper into, go pose a question there. We'll write it down and we'll come and talk about it during our live show. We thought this would be a good way to share some tips with you guys for questions that you guys have to us directly. So the first one is actually about getting back on track.
Yeah.
So Gail Devlin sent us a message. She says, I have been having trouble getting back on track. I no longer track what I eat. I am trying to figure out what I need to do to finally get back to tracking and back with Weight Watchers.
So I'm going to say this. Getting back on track doesn't mean I'm going to track every single day religiously, and I know I'm going to do it 7 days a week. That's not getting back on track. Getting back on track is looking at now, looking at this moment. What am I able to do? How much can I track today? And it's funny because that ties in a little bit to what Bill said in his blog about this whole idea of these what's the word he used? Breaking these barriers where we have these huge expectations, but sometimes we need to break them down in order to get through them. It takes a lot of work. And so why think, oh my God, I need to get back on track. So that means I need to track every single food I'm eating today. No, it means I need to track one meal today.
I need to go for a walk today.
Yeah, and track it.
And guys, and I think I want to talk, and it just answers the question. We're struggling to track right now. Same thing as Gail. Same exact situation. We have been struggling to track. We tried to do a challenge with you guys. We were good for 14 days. Now, I don't even say we're good. We were able to follow it for 14 days. Yeah. And then day 15, it didn't work out. That's okay. Day 16 is here. We're going to try again. It doesn't mean that because the tracking didn't work today, doesn't mean that we didn't try something this weekend. We told you guys Friday, we might have not tracked everything. What did? We walked to Swiss Chalet to get our dinner.
We still made our own vegetables.
We still made our own vegetables for that dinner. We still, on Saturday yesterday, we worked out for 3 hours yesterday because we finished volume 3 and preparing it. So it doesn't mean that because we stopped tracking this weekend, we went and bought all the most decadent foods. We didn't just stop working out. We still try to do as much as we can on track. Remember what I said there? On track, but without actually tracking because
I love that you just said that. Tracking doesn't mean you just said something
on track.
Yeah, it's the fact that being on track and tracking go hand in hand, but you might be able to still be on track without always tracking.
Yeah. Right? And we're not saying to do this all the time. No. We're just saying that when we know we can't track for that day, we don't throw everything out with the bathwater. Is that the right expression?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Because sometimes I say them wrong.
It's usually the baby, and you don't want to say that.
Okay. So the whole enchilada. Yeah. We throw out the whole enchilada, and and then we say I'm not even doing anything today, and then we sit around all day. We drink as much as we want. We eat all the foods. We don't even make a choice. Oh, there's a veggie tray here. Oh, I'm not having veggies today. It's my free day. And then you go for the nachos and chips. I've done it, guys. I'll be completely honest. That's the mentality we used to always live this journey. This journey, if we weren't 100%, we would go to a Saturday. Like this weekend would have been a free for all. We would have went to Starbucks. We would have had everything that we could indulge on because, oh my God, we're not tracking. We're not on track this weekend.
And listen to this. This is another thing. The whole LCBO. So
yes,
we went to
signs.
Signs. So we went to the first store we went to
on Friday. We went to do groceries. The LCBO was there.
Did not go.
Did not go. But it was the first sign.
Yeah. First sign we saw.
Yesterday we're walking to a chalet. LCBO was right there.
And then
second sign.
We almost walked in yesterday.
We didn't.
And then we're like,
on Friday,
what?
Yeah.
We didn't do it.
Yesterday, we drive to Bulk Barn.
Yeah, we went.
And again, so the LCBO is beside the Bulk Barn. We're like, okay, this is 3 signs now. There's obviously telling us you guys are okay to have your drink this weekend. You deserve it. So we went to get it. We had it.
It's not even a deserve. We wanted it.
Yeah.
We had it. We move on.
Yeah, we move on.
I don't want to say anything is, you know what I mean? The fact that we say we deserve it, we've been good. No, because then it's saying, oh well, that to me, that mentality can lead us into the, oh well, we always deserve something. Then,
yeah,
right.
Exactly.
And I don't want to fall into that aspect, but I want to say I wanted it then. We said no twice. The third time, you know what? We gave in and we're okay. It's okay to give in sometimes.
So Gail, if you're watching us right now, just try to do something.
Yes.
If you know you're not tracking and doing everything 100%, try to do something. You know that when you're doing your journey and you're doing things well, what are the things you normally do? Do you go for walks? Do you eat a certain breakfast? Is there a dinner that you normally would have when you're doing the program? Start with those first. Don't even worry about tracking. Just start about changing little things here and there. Eventually, when you get comfortable with those things, think, okay, those are common now. Bring in tracking for breakfast, then lunch. Just start doing little pieces slowly because, again, it can be overwhelming.
I'll even say this.
Mini goal.
It's a suggestion that
That's
I
right,
need
Leslie.
to maybe take myself. Maybe not even track it on paper, but take pictures of everything you eat. Okay. And I'm saying, don't think you're going to go track it.
This is water.
Yes, we're drinking water right now. Don't think you're going to go track it if you take a picture of right away. But if you start taking pictures and getting the habit of always taking pictures of food you eat, you know you have a memory of everything you're eating.
Yeah.
So then you can work on, okay, in 3 weeks, now I'm going to start tracking the pictures of the food I'm eating. Instead of saying, I'm going to eat, I'm going to take the picture, I'm going to track it, I'm going to be good that way.
Your first habit is just the picture taking.
There's too many steps. Breaking it down even smaller until the smallest of the step to get one big thing accomplished will help.
Yeah. So we have another question here from Spencer Scruggs, which he's a coach. He's one of the national coaches in the States. And he asked, what's your favorite strategy for challenging unhelpful thoughts you have during the day? And that's the whole positivity concept that we've come up with, the whole pause, P-A-U-S-E-tivity. We always stop ourselves before we say something to ourselves, or if we notice something is negative, we try to turn it into a positive right away. It's something that's not always easy to do because that negative, talk on your shoulder is constantly there. But if you start practicing talking nicely to yourself, it's like a muscle. You slowly get better at it.
And it's not even, I would want to say it's the fact that when you start hearing the negative thought come out, that's the moment where you have to say, okay, what was I going to say at that time? That thought is there in my head. Write that negative thought out. Write it out. Do something with that negative thought. Record yourself saying it. Listen to yourself saying those words.
Is it the truth?
Is it the truth? Is it something that's actually viable and a lot of time, I would say 80%, 90% of the time, it's not true.
Yeah.
It's just we're the hardest persons on our own person. We are the hardest on ourselves.
Another thing you can do is we talk a lot about recording yourself. If you're having one of those great moments in your journey, NSV, you reach a new goal, your friend sends you something, create yourself a folder, a feel-good folder in your phone where whenever you're having a moment that's happy, snap a picture and throw it in there, create a video, throw it in there, and NSV anything that's going on so that when you're having those unhelpful thoughts throughout the day, go to that folder. A lot of our phones will create a collage even of a specific folder. You can just say like iCloud, create a photo collage of this folder, and you can just watch your life and just be like, oh my God, I do have a lot of good things going for me. That one thought tell me I'm a bad person. It doesn't negate all the other amazing things that are still going on in my life and the people that love me, the people I love. And so that's a way to also try to get rid of those negative thoughts that you're going on throughout your head throughout the day.
Mm-hmm, definitely. And I also think it might be a good idea to even create yourself a frustration log.
Yeah.
talk about your frustrations. Why do we only talk about and record ourselves when we're happy? Why don't we record ourselves when we're really pensive and thinking and in that moment? Because a lot of times we have so many thoughts going through our head that it's hard to think of the positive stuff.
Mhm.
So if we actually sit there and talk to ourselves, either by journaling why I'm frustrated or saying it, I'm frustrated because of this, this, and this, and then listening to that message over and over again and trying to delve into what is the root of why I'm treating myself so badly, or what is the root of, because it might not even be anything you're doing. It might not be anything. It could just be society in itself. It could be a friend that made a comment that you're allowing yourself to feel even worse about than it actually is.
Sometimes our thoughts about ourselves are programmed into our brains from what we've seen society say, and sometimes that's not the actual truth. A lot of times we believe what society says in terms of, I need to look like this to be loved, but you don't have to look like this to be loved. Everybody has different tastes. Everyone loves different people. Everyone looks different. You can't expect all of us to love the same thing. And so you are special to someone else out there. And so you have to realize that who you look like is someone else's love for
we had a 2-hour conversation. Actually, we forgot about this with a friend of ours on Zoom on FaceTime the other night.
Yes.
Who we hadn't seen in a long time. And he's changed throughout the years, and he's even said it where he's no longer as fit as he used to be. And him and his partner are separated now. And he's like, I've put on some weight and I'm okay.
He still looks good.
He looks fantastic. Very handsome gentleman. But he's like, I couldn't believe, he goes, I never thought people would like me anymore because I was a little bigger than I normally was. But he's like, there's people that still like me out there. And I was like, I love that you just said that. There's people that still find me attractive. And I think it's so important to understand that attraction's in the eye of the beholder. So what you find unattractive on yourself, somebody else is going to find attractive. That is the thing. That's where also pheromones come in. That's where like our body sense, we are attracted to how someone smells, how someone looks, how they behave. It's not just the physical. It's not the physical. That gentleman on the road playing his air guitar, he was 12 times more attractive because of his personality. That made him even more attractive.
I was like, he'd be fun to, honey,
you're terrible.
I'm allowed to say it. I can look when not touched.
You said that live.
Kim told me earlier. I can
so
say
what Kim says gives you permission to
of course.
But keep it PG.
Yeah. I was saying
I prefer G.
I was saying we'll play Parcheesi, or some poker.
I know what Nick went and pulled out.
So I pulled this out, and this really comes to it's something my parents gave me when I first met Jean-Luc.
The first Christmas.
Because again, my parents have known that I've never really loved my parents. My parents know now. They know that I dealt with a lot of bad thoughts when I was a teenager. So they bought me this. And this says, to the world, you might be one person, but to one person, you might be the world. So you have to love yourself because people out there will treasure who you are. People out there will love you for who you are, no matter what your body looks like. And yes, you're still going to want to look your best. You're still going to want to put the clothes that make you look fabulous because I'm just as bad. I still want to wear clothes that want to make me look my best, but I'm not going to hate my body for where it's at. I got here because I worked hard. I got here and have these scars because of what I did to myself, but I've learned the lesson and I've been able to reverse some of the damage I've done to my body by the choices I've made. These are things that are important to me now, and I can't just negate and I might still try to hide them, but they're still there.
The one thing that I'd like to say about this is, but to the one person, you might be the world. That one person should be yourself. Be the world to yourself. It's not selfish. It's okay to put yourself first.
Yeah.
It's okay to have body issues and not like everything about you, but start looking at the things that you do like about yourself instead of the things you don't like about yourself. Yeah. And it'll propel you to like more things about you.
It's a very important lesson we had to learn, everyone. When we talk about being dark places, we both have been there. Like I said, we had dark pasts. I've been very open about my but when I was a teenager, I was suicidal. So I've talked about this before. So I never had a positive mindset. I had a really low self-esteem. to get myself out of that, it was a constant talking to myself and having to lift myself up and stop the negative voices. Instead of saying, oh, wow, these people don't like you, or that 3 people don't like you, but look at everybody else that does like me. Oh, wow, that one person made a horrible comment on my Facebook post, but look, there's 300 likes on that post as well. You have to look at the silver lining of everything you do, because if you don't, you will dig yourself deep down to that dark hole of depression. And it's very hard to get out of once you get down there. But if you use your tools when you're near the top of that hole to try to keep yourself on the edge and not falling in, that's what I do most of my time now. I do that all the time because I know I can fall back that hole really easily. It's been a long time that I've been able to not fall down that hole right now.
Definitely. So, and even Nick noticed things for me. For me, it was, I would talk a lot about the things I would do that I'm not a good enough interpreter, or I'm not a good enough cook. Singer. Or I would make my food and I'd make dinner and I'd sit there. I don't know how many times
the entire meal.
I'd be like, yeah, it's not that good.
I'd be like, it's amazing. And there's something missing.
Something's missing. Oh, it doesn't taste right. Oh, this. And it would always do that. And I stopped doing that.
And I pointed out to him one time, I said, you realize on everything you do, you criticize yourself for. You never give yourself kudos for things you do. You always say, oh, it's this, but.
Yeah, we always add the but or only.
Or just. No.
To everything we do.
Be proud of the things you do. Yeah. If someone says, wow, that's amazing, say thank you. I did pretty well, I think, today.
No,
today's a good day. Yeah, or use that. Today's a good day.
I will say this, and I'm going to be very, very, very open. We sometimes allow other people to give us their opinion because we ask a question instead of making a statement. Right? We ask a question. So a lot of times we'll ask the question, so what did you think about that? Instead of saying, I thought that was amazing.
What did you think? Because then you start off
by putting that positive spin on it, and then allow them to have their opinion. But the fact that you gave yourself that thought of positivity before you even allowed somebody else to influence your thoughts.
A lot of times when we ask people opinions on things, we often just
well, we're thinking it's a rhetorical question. Yeah. We're not expecting people sometimes to give us their honest answer.
But the thing is that when you get I don't know where I was going with that right now. I lost the train of thought. You made me lose my train of thought there. I have been drinking today. I apologize, everyone. I'm okay. This is water now, but earlier it wasn't. So, but okay. Let's go to our next letter then. Our next question. You okay with that, hun?
Sure.
Okay. So Kelly Lynn Kirk said, it's how to get back on track and how to keep motivated. So let's talk about the motivation. Because back on track, we've talked about it in the past. We have our back to basics videos. So if you want to see how we get back on track,
we need to sit down and watch them again.
Well, we know what we said. We know what we said. Maybe we should watch ourselves and ourselves scolding ourselves. Maybe we should create a video that says, "Go do this, Nick," and then we'll watch it when we don't want to.
That would be a funny video.
Yeah, like la la la.
Okay, I got an idea.
Okay, so how do we keep motivated? What keeps us going on this journey is the life we've built for ourselves.
I love what I do now. I love who I am.
The experiences we get to do now. The fact that today, for example, and I don't like using an example, we were watching a show and someone was having issues getting up on the show. And I remember back in the day, I know this is a really weird thought to have. Back then I used to think if someone ever chases me, I'm done. I couldn't run. I couldn't get away. I couldn't even get up off the ground without needing lots of support to get back up. And so today, when we saw that scene, I actually got on the ground, rolled around, got up and ran quickly. I'm like, see now. And I know it's a weird thing, but that's a motivation for me. That keeps me going. The fact that I can do things. I
want to still be able to do that.
Yes, I want to still be able to do that. That keeps me motivated. The fact that I no longer have heartburn and indigestion all the time. Believe me, it was a daily battle for us back in the day. It was horrible. We felt constant, especially heartburn.
The fact that I can still go into my closet, even though I am not where the scale says I need to be, and still put on my clothes and still feel confident with what I'm wearing. Yeah, okay, that might be a little snugger than it normally is, but I'm still okay with that.
That's what motivates us. What else motivates us? Being together. Being together as long as possible on this earth motivates us.
And every single one of you
motivate us. That's what keeps us going. You need to look at your journey and figure out what will motivate me to keep going, and then bring those pieces as close as you can to you. you all motivate us. So we keep you guys close by, and we come every Sunday to talk to you guys because it keeps us accountable, keeps us going. And so if you need to do some similar kind of thing where you have your own Facebook group, I know Sue, you have a Facebook group, go live every once in a while, just talk it up. And that might give you motivation to say, these people are watching me now, and I'm here every week giving one kind of entry here. And it's kind of like my confessional for the week where I'm just airing out what I want to talk about. And then maybe that'll give me motivation because next week I want to come back and say something that went well the following week. And it's that kind of thing that helps you keep going.
Motivation is catchy.
Yeah.
And I think the best way to catch motivation is by cheering yourself on.
Yeah.
By making sure that you're cheering yourself on and knowing that whatever little thing that I'm doing is still better than not doing anything at all.
Yeah.
And sometimes the little things that we do are tiny, like saying I'm placing my equipment out so I just look at my gym equipment.
Well, I'll say something I've restarted again recently. I had stopped wishing people happy birthday on Facebook because it was starting to be, and I've restarted that recently. And I've had so many people thank me for their birthday wishes. And I'm like, it's something so simple that I know that when I get a happy birthday, I get so happy. So I'm like, why don't I just, it takes me 2 seconds in my day. So I've restarted doing that again. So if you're friends with me on Facebook, you will get a happy birthday at one point with me. So friend me on Facebook. I love it. It's fun now because now I say happy birthday to everyone every day. It's fun. But that's motivation for someone out there. If I wish you happy birthday on your birthday, you say, oh my God, Nick wished me happy birthday. That's a motivation to do the best on that day. It's all about pushing people to do your best. That's why we share our foods, our dinners. That's why we went for a walk today. That's why we share all the stuff we do, because we hope that by you seeing us saying, oh, they went for a walk. I guess I should get up and go for a walk too. That's motivation.
And I love that you do your fun facts on as well.
And Rosie also does her videos as well. Like that's...
And we've always said in the group, if people want to post themselves a video, go live, feel free. I think it's really important that people feel comfortable with that. And in this environment that you're safe. I think a lot of times we're afraid. And then if you're doing it in an environment that is safe, it spreads. And motivation, you start catching it and you start realizing that.
And once you catch it, you start passing on to other people. It's kind of like, I guess, COVID. That's not a good comparison, but
don't get vaccinated against motivation.
No.
Don't get vaccinated against motivation.
You want to have motivation. You want to have motivation for sure. So that's a great question. So that's what motivates us to keep going.
And well, show that.
Show what?
Show that picture. You haven't shown that
yet.
Yeah,
so I'm actually going to show this as well. So I'm going to share my screen. We shared this earlier this week. For those of you who have not seen this picture, this is actually something we did a long time ago. So for those of you who've never seen this is our face transformation from beginning to end when we started our journey this final time. So this was me in March 2017. And the next picture I ever took, because Nick didn't like being in pictures, so there's no pictures of my face between that and then. That's how bad. You guys see how many pictures I take now, right? Nick's always taking pictures. Can you imagine? I went months without taking pictures back there. That shows how different I was back then. And then Jean-Luc, it looks like someone ate you.
Yeah.
We always say that.
I tell everybody the first picture and the second picture especially, you know who I look like? Say it, hun.
Peter Griffin from Family
Guy. Every time I see those two pictures, I'm like, I am Peter Griffin from Family Guy. And it's so awful for me to say this.
Because it's myself. I should love this person I see on the screen. It's me. It is me. That was me for years. So why am I now looking at this and seeing such distaste for that? It's me. It's part of who I am. I wouldn't be who I am today. Yeah. I've talked about this. I think that my personality traits, the way I am, I'm very strong-willed and very stubborn. If I would have started life without having gained this weight and seen the life of what I lived through to where I am now, I would not be the same person in front of you today. I'd probably be full of myself. I will be honest. I'll be full of myself. I'd probably be like, nah. And I wouldn't be the person I became because you learn lessons going through what you go through in life. This person is still within me. That person still exists. So I have to love March 2017 Nick, just like I love February 2018 Nick. I love all the faces on there.
Because I still look at this and I still struggle when I look at these pictures. I still see myself in every single one of them. And I remember how I felt. And I remember how hard as I was on myself. And I remember that I'm still hard on myself to this day sometimes. But
Jean-Luc still has an issue.
Look how far I've come. Look how I live now. And I've made changes that are now forever lasting.
Yeah.
They might be a little lax from time to time, but I'm always able to pick up the reins and continue going. That's the thing. And that's what motivates me, is the fact that I know I can keep going. I have created a lifestyle that is going to that I'm going to sustain forever. I'm not saying the lifestyle won't change in certain ways, because my body is going to change, my age is going to change. I'm not going to have the physical capabilities of doing what I did.
We're already working on that. We've already kind of slowly started. The other day, I ran.
Yeah.
I ran this week and then the whole entire night, my knee hurt. The entire night, I had horrible knee pain. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I love doing our body step classes.
And never has knee pain.
And never have knee pain. Why did I go outside, run for 20 minutes to come back in the heat, to come back and hurt myself and be out of commission for a few days? That was the first thought that happened. It didn't happen. Thankfully, my knee came back right away. But why am I pushing myself to do an activity that I know often causes me to get injuries?
And he knows that he doesn't do often enough that he's able to build that stamina. If it was something that he was always
every single
doing
day
on a regular basis or every other day, that would be different. Going for a jog would be normal, because that's what he does. The fact that we don't go for jogs, we go for walks every day. So if he would have went out and done his walk instead, he wouldn't have came home with the pain.
I wanted more calories.
He wanted to burn more calories.
More bang for my buck minutes, right, everybody?
Yeah, and we still have that thought.
Have that thought. It never goes away.
It's still there. It's still there.
So Sarah's here tonight, and she had a question for us. She asked, how does one get through a big event like your own birthday with wanting to live it up? So I know Sarah has a birthday coming up, and she was actually asking if she should skip weighing in. And we'll say no.
Nope.
For our journey. But again, your journey is your journey. And we'll explain why. We weigh in every week online, no matter what. We've come to a agreement that for us, we weigh in no matter what event happens, because we want to see the full story of our bodies.
Before our weigh-in.
We don't care.
We do not allow the weigh-in to manage or control our journey anymore.
But if weighing yourself on a scale causes you to have a negative thought that might spiral you down a rabbit hole, yes, skip it. You have to know who you are as a person to understand what. If you know it's going to cause you to have a bad time or cause you to doubt yourself or hate yourself, don't weigh yourself in. But we would in that situation. We're just trying to show you the parallel lives that we're living.
What's happening is we can't tell anybody what they should or should not do, because again, it's such an individual journey that you might have to just accept what you did that week. If you weigh in, accept it. If you don't weigh in, accept it.
And the other part of your question is, how do we live it up? We do live up our birthdays. Our mentality is we're doing this for the rest of our life. We are going to be eating well, being active, doing whatever we can to live the healthiest life for the rest of our lives.
And guess what? Your birthday is every year.
Once a year.
But every year.
And the thing we always tell people is, we used to skip sometimes events, and then we'd resent skipping that event and get mad at ourselves. And then we go a whole week binge because we missed that one event and we didn't actually enjoy it. Instead of just enjoying that event, going to it, having fun, and then just enjoying it there. Because what would happen is we would show up, people knew we were on WW, so we wouldn't eat as much because we can't have anything here. They're watching us. They're all looking at what we're doing. We can't eat. And then we'd leave and stop at Taco Bell on the way home and buy pizza and then go home and have chips. That was what we used to do back in the day. Now we go to a party, we indulge. We don't care what people say. This is our lives.
This whole topic about body image and motivating ourselves and being our cheerleader, it's your birthday.
Celebrate yourself. Love yourself.
It's your birthday.
It doesn't mean go off the rails and do everything out of the book to get to indulge that day.
But if you want to, do it. Honestly, if that's what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen. Yeah. You
can't live your life for the rest of your life not celebrating your birthday. And our mantra is, this is forever. If you can ask yourself, can I go for every birthday and never enjoy myself? If the answer is no, then you can't do that. So how do you celebrate birthdays going forward? So this birthday, set yourself a plan. Say, I'm going to do this, this, and this. Try it out. It fails, you have next year to figure out what can I do next year to change that. Christmas is a perfect example for us for this. Christmas is a huge struggle for us. We gain so much weight at Christmas. Every year was 25 pounds sometimes we gain in December alone because of how much we ate in that month. So the last 3 years, we slowly set plans. Last year, 2 years ago, last year we said we're going to indulge for a week. It was too much. This year, we're readjusting again. We said this year, we're not buying chips this year. We're actually going to go to the store when we want a bag this time. We're not pre-stocking our home with 6 bags of chips when they're already available.
No, because then we ate them way too fast.
And so we're always adjusting. So Sarah, have your birthday. Make yourself a plan for that day. Write it out. Create a video, write notes, and say at the end of the day or at the end of the week when you're done celebrating, write down what you went through, what you liked, what you need to change. And then next year, look at those notes and say, okay, how do I plan my birthday this year? And every year you'll learn new lessons and you'll apply them. And eventually your birthday will be normal.
And then you create your birthday plan so that every year you know exactly what you can and what you want to and are willing to do because it's worth it to you.
Yeah.
And then find out what things you're like, I'll never do that again. You know, I don't need the 2 pieces of cake, or I don't need to have 2 bottles of wine.
Hey,
you know?
I was proud this week when we went to our old house. We had blueberry pie for dinner. We all got a piece. I ate it. And then they asked, do you want a second piece? Nick said no.
Jean-Luc said yes. And he also drank an entire bottle of wine.
I said no. That's such an NSV for me. I never say no to a second piece of dessert.
I have not had wine at a friend's house in like over 2 years. And there was
I think that's why you had a second piece of pie.
I had a second piece of pie. I did, honestly.
He was a little tipsy.
But you know what? Did I berate myself because of it? No.
Nope. Did he weigh himself on Saturday like always? Yes.
I sure did.
And we move on and we keep going because again, this is forever.
And it's funny because even at that, the fact that I did do that on Wednesday, whatever, and that we did buy Di Serono again this weekend, I'm still in that, okay, wait a minute here. What do I do now to pull back? Now I'm like, okay, guess what? I'm gonna have to.
What did we have for dinner?
We had hops for dinner.
We had heart of palm pasta with tomato sauce and ground turkey, low point dinner.
Yep. And a salad.
And a salad. And corn. And that one still deserves a drink, right?
Yeah. Corn always deserves a
corn
drink.
is like the always drinking water game. That one never goes away. So every time we drink, for anybody that's new, corn is always the quintessential water drinking game. So one last question that we'll go to is, how did the pasta wrap with meatball turn out? Rachel Young Biggs never saw the end result of the pasta wrapped in.
So the pasta turned out really, really good. I had wrapped some seasoned ground turkey around spaghetti noodles and baked it in the oven with some butternut squash, some tomato sauce. And I found
the pasta too al dente for me.
The pasta within the meat was a little al dente. So next time I think I might flash boil the pasta just a little bit, so that way the moisture,
it's not as hard.
It's not as hard. I still enjoyed it.
Oh, I didn't hate it. I mean, I ate the entire plate.
He ate it all.
But I had to give my critique. You know, I have to think when we're creating recipes and we're working on things, we have to.
So
we actually iron out the kinks now.
It is
not back in the day.
It is a recipe that will be coming out at some point, but I want to iron it out. Just like the recipe, honestly. You remember a while ago we talked about
chicks in a duvet?
Chicks in a duvet. It's now been graduated to chicken in a duvet because we felt chicks in a duvet felt a little like I don't know, it just didn't.
Some people might not like.
I didn't want to insult anybody by calling them.
So we're gonna call them chicken in a duvet.
Chicken in a duvet.
But that recipe started out very different than what you guys saw on our post on Instagram.
It started as 2-ingredient dough wrap, like hot dog. It's basically pigs in a blanket, but not anymore.
It was so good, guys.
It's crunchy,
and that recipe is ready to go. So we're filming it next weekend. It's ready to go.
Great recipe.
Just like cake bowl.
Yep.
Cake bowl. I can't wait that comes out.
Bowl cake.
Bowl cake. We don't know which way to reverse it.
We're not sure exactly
which way. Cake bowl cake. Cake bowl cake.
Cake bowl cake. I don't know yet.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see what.
For the chicken in a duvet, I don't remember the exact points right now. It was 2 points for the hot dog, 1 point for the slice of bread, and then I think for both hot dogs ended up being like 7 points.
I think it was, or something like that. So it's pretty good. And when we film it, it'll be more like an appetizer style.
Better than any bun I've ever eaten.
Yeah, it was really good. Like, I mean, I was very. I mean, we made poutine with actual fries and cheese curd, all made from home. And again, fresh cut fries, no oil, just any air fryer. Yeah. So it was delicious. We had chalet sauce on it with some cheese curds. It was
the recipe for the chicken in a duvet is not out yet. Just an FYI.
I'm dreaming of poutine.
I'm not sure how it would be in the oven right now. We've not made them in the oven because we use the air fryer.
There needs to be a bubble.
You're still like poutine.
There's still a bubble here, and it's just like boom, 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 boom.
Okay, enough. I popped your bubble.
Hey, it's not nice. So we are at 8:00. So Sue and Naomi, we will come to you guys right after we end Zoom. But want to share a few of our want to share those notes because I'm going to be sharing the screen here.
Yes, excellent. So just want a reminder this week, A Body Step Volume 1 returns. We have a class on Thursday, August 19th at 6:30, and on Saturday, the 21st at 10 a.m. and Sunday at the 22nd at noon. Sign up. If you're interested, and if you don't know about the class, you can always email us at www.gaze@gmail.com. And then we also have our Beachside chat next Sunday. But
we have a special guest.
We have a special guest with us since her video came out today and
yesterday,
not today. Yesterday. We didn't mention that earlier. We should have mentioned that earlier.
It's coming. So part of this now.
We are so excited to say that Arlene's video came out yesterday.
It's a very good episode.
It is an amazing episode. All of them have been amazing, but Arlene delves into some things that we haven't always talked about, which we really appreciate her doing that. And Arlene is so well spoken, and as Naomi mentioned earlier, is such a teacher, and you can tell she's a teacher, and I love that about her. And so we are so looking forward to her joining us next Sunday as
she'll be our special guest
host.
Yeah, a guest host with us next Sunday at 7 p.m. Yes, everyone, we are here every Sunday at 7. We've been here for an entire year. We've never missed a show, even on a Christmas day. No matter what day it is, we are here Sunday at 7. So always same Zoom room, same number. So if anybody's wondering out there, just every Sunday, just come and see us, same place.
Exactly. So can't wait to be with you, Arlene. That was a tongue twister. And then next Saturday we have a new video coming out.
Our favorite things. Yes. These are a few of our favorite things.
And it is the Knorr condensed broth, and it's coming out on Saturday, August 21st.
We also have a new recipe for a meatball sub coming out August 28th. And we also have You Met Nisha happening September 25th. Woo-hoo! So Nisha will be our next Have You Met interview. So she'll be out on September 25th, and she'll be joining us as a special guest on October 2nd. August. I'm going back in time. October 2nd. So for anybody who's looking for us, you can find us on our Facebook group, Jean-Luc and Nick, the Wellness Warrior VI Peeps. You can also find us on our Facebook page.
Yes.
Jean-Luc and Nick, the Wellness Warriors, or using @the on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and TikTok, and Connect.
You can also visit our website, jeanlucandnick.com, and find all our recipes at jeanlucandnick.com/recipes.
You can also go to our store. We have a store now, jeanlucandnick.com/shop, where you can find the products that we buy often, including our spices, our actual vegetable steamer that we have, our steps for our step class. They're all on there. So if you go to jeanlucandnick.com/shop.
Stay tuned for actual t-shirts.
Yes, we're working on merchandise. Warriors. We're working on merchandise. And then you can also send us a letter. Jean-Luc loves to get letters and mail. We just enjoy reading them. It's amazing.
And as we said, if you guys have anything you'd like us to read online on a Sunday night, please indicate that in the mail. We normally don't read anything, but we'd love to read a story or anything you guys would like us to share.
So PO Box 91152, Bayview Village, Willowdale, Ontario, Canada, M2K2Y6, or you can send us an email, www.gays@gmail.com. And again, if you want us to read it online, just let us know and we will for sure make that happen. So are the cats enjoying themselves?
They're so cute behind me right now. I couldn't resist but to pet them. Look at them.
Look at how cute they are. So thank you so much for joining us today, everyone. We hope you have
a great week.
Have a great week. Bye, everybody. We can sing a theme song now. La 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 la. La la la. La la la. La 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 la. Gallop! Gallop! My Body Volume 3. La 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 la.